think it is. So yeah, and now I'm starting to put up my 2 Griffonaries. And I'm still on a 50 food. Another thing you want to get versus Orc, even if you expand or even if you don't expand, it's just good for scanning in my opinion versus every race. If you have the extra gold and the extra time on your Arcane Sanctums to research Magic Sentry, then go ahead and do it, because you can just reveal on your Arcane Sanctums, and it's good for scanning expansions, especially on long maps, on big maps. And yeah, so now I have level 3 water elementals plus 5 damage for my True Shot aura. Usually the counter versus Griffins, like usually when I go Griffins versus Orc, it's pretty much when they just, like, their heroes are so much stronger than mine. They have like 3 heroes, and if it's not from that, then they'll just have like their Blade Master, Shadow Hunter, then they'll have like Mass Wind Riders. Another thing, Wind Riders, in my opinion, is don't switch to Blizzard when you have your Archmage when you're going Griffins, because even if he has like 6 Spirit Walkers, just keep your level 3 water elementals, because level 3 water elementals have 900 health, and it takes a lot of disenchanting to disenchant them. So he goes in to cancel my expansion. I don't want to lose my expansion. I think if he would have attacked me right there, it would have been a really good fight. It would have been really close. I still think I would have probably won in the end, just because I think that fight would have lasted a while. My Griffins probably would have came out. And my Arcane Tower was, there too, so I can just drain his Shadow Hunter mana or his Blade Master mana and probably just focus his heroes. So yeah, another thing, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't have a blacksmith. If you don't have a blacksmith, you can't get your Dragonhawk Rider. You can't get your Animal War Training upgrade. You really need Animal War Training versus Orc, because, like I keep stressing out to you guys, you need armor upgrades, which is another stupid reason why I don't have a blacksmith. I can't get armor upgrades, and I can't get the HP bonus for Griffins. So yeah, right now, if you look, he's gonna cancel my expansion. If you look at his items on the Shadow Hunter, he has like his items on Shadow Hunter is like jets, like Speed Scroll, Mana Pot, Scroll of Healing, Potion of Great Healing, Clarity. His Blade Master has 950 HP. It's not that really big of a deal if he cancels my expansion right here, because I haven't lost my army. I have my 2 Griffins out. As long as I got my 2 Griffins out from this expansion that I have, then it's okay. It's not really that big of a deal if he cancels my expansion, especially if I still have all my peasants at my expansion, where I can just rebuild my expansion. So now I'm thinking it's time to attack right now. I mean, I have my expansion. I'm like, if he didn't cancel my expansion, I probably would have played a little bit safer, but since he canceled my expansion, you really need to put pressure on him, because either right now he's going to try and creep more because I don't have my expansion, or he's going to try and put up an expansion himself, which you don't want him to do that. So this is a good time to attack, and I think I get a healing scroll. Yeah. So yeah, recap a couple things before we get into this fight. And I just got with my water emblem right here as bomb expansion. You want to get, if the game seems dragged out and you don't think you can win like earlier on in the fight, then you pretty much just stay under 50 food. You want to force a fight before you put up your expansion, and you'll expand, keep staying under 50 food, you tech tier 3, and then you get 2 Griffins. And if those 2 Griffins die, it's not really that big of a deal, because you have really good heroes that should be crept up pretty well, and good items. And you're gonna have high level heroes and good items on big maps like this. So this strat sort of just applies on like Lost Temple and Nullwood and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, the map is different. So once you see right here, he has to get 3 VATs, which kill both my Griffins. I bet if I had the 3 armor upgrades and I want to heal them, one of them probably wouldn't have died. But another thing to go Griffins is it just forces him to get other units besides like Raiders, Kodos, and Spirit Walkers. If I didn't go Griffins, he wouldn't have bats. He probably would have had more items on his heroes. Because if he's not getting bats, then he's gonna have more items on his heroes. He's gonna have more units to counter my ground, and regardless of what the Griffins are doing, it's still good just to get Griffins, in my opinion, late game versus Orc. and he loses Blade Master. Also, what I stress a lot in my audio commentaries, even though this is my second one for staff, I've done 7, and you always want to get invis, in my opinion, pretty much with every race except like undead. You don't really need a invis versus undead, because you don't really go source versus undead. And it's pretty much over. Like, my heroes are just like stacked. Level 2 Brontosaur with my paladin's about to get level 2. And that D shield that I used on my paladin wasn't my D shield skill. It was a potion of invulnerability, so I get to use D shield again. And it's pretty much over. I mean, like, I don't think his expansion is up. It is up, but I mean, it only has a couple peons. They just got up. My Archmage's level 5, Mountain King's level 4, and I got 2 more Griffins coming with some priests and a knight. So yeah, note wood. If you can't end the game early, then you stay under 50 food. If you don't get into a fight before you expand, then you really have to resort to something else than going Griffins, because if you have just like an overwhelming amount of units and all you have is 2 Griffins, I think the only reason why this strat worked was because of the fight that we had at that shop on the top of the map, and because my early harass was pretty decent, because I killed, I think I killed like a grunt or 2 while I was harassing his Shadowhunter. So in the middle of the game, like, you kind of want to force fights before you have your expansion up, just because it puts a big dent in his army and in his resources even more when you have an economic advantage when you have your expansion up. And he says GG, and I level up on my 2 heroes, and yeah, so it's pretty much over. So this was my second audio commentary for WCReplays.com. You know, I really appreciate you guys that are listening. I really want you guys to PM me on the website, feedback and comments. I'm glad to play 1v1 with you guys. Custom games, GGC, doesn't really matter. So yeah, human versus orc, you really need to it's kind of like a unit game in my opinion, more than micro. Like, I know orc players complain about, you know, like, how do you micro versus sorceresses, but I mean, speed scroll works wonders, and level 2 windwalk works wonders as well. And level 3 Shadowhunter works wonders as well when you have a mana potion. So on big maps, long game versus orc, stay under 50 food, expand, force fights before you expand. If he has more units than you when you force a fight, I mean, it's really hard to come back from that, because he's probably going to win the fight. So I mean, like, you know, doing this strat your early game has to be really, really well. If it's not, then he's just going to have a lot more units than you when you expand. And since you're staying under 50 food, and he's probably not going to stay under 50 food for a while, like you are, you know, he's going to have more units than you, so this is why, like, you need to force a fight before he goes over 50 food, and before you expand to get, you know, mass air. So yeah, this is Priest. Hope you guys like this audio. I think I'm getting better at it every time I do one, and I will continue to do them to get better for you guys. So yeah, this is Priest. I'll talk to you guys later, and hope you guys are practicing to get better. And the better you are in this game, the more fun you have, because you can just own noobs all day. I'm just messing. And yeah, so this is Priest. Talk to you guys later. See ya.